You know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub. I'm full of water. I say hot tub.
And good morning. Be careful driving. The fog is bad in certain places of Bay County. Tell us what you experienced this morning, Big Daddy.
Oh, coming down 71, right there where I guess that's Golf College. It's early in the morning on a Monday. And come down through there, the fog was extremely bad. Visibility in yards, probably 50 yards at the max. And all of a sudden, where they have some of those runoffs, the fog always develops off of that water in those runoffs.
Right.
And it got super thick and on that southbound lane on 77, and probably just seconds before me, a tractor-trailer rig and I believe a couple of other vehicles. I really couldn't see because I was freaking out, but there was still debris sliding across the road.
So it
as
just
I was
happened.
coming through there. I mean, it just happened. There are no emergency vehicles. I made it all the way to Lynn Haven before I saw the first emergency vehicles coming out of Lynn Haven to respond.
Yeah.
But somebody got hurt. Probably not the tractor-trailer driver. They had a full load on the back of a flatbed, I believe. And there was just debris everywhere. The debris was still moving across the highway as I was coming through there. I had pieces hit my vehicle. But
go slow, man. Go slow.
You just never know when you come up on that fire. And it was bad all the way to Lynn Haven. The fog was, but then poof, it gets clear. And
as soon as you saw that wreck, did you get those emergency flashers on your car?
I was hitting the emergency flashers anyway because the fog was so bad, and I was kind of creeping through there because I'm freaked out about deer jumping out in front of me anyway. And so I was kind of going, like 40 instead of 65 through there. So I had those things on anyway.
Well, all right. Well, be careful if you're out there driving this mess. It is a mess, dangerous.
Did you have a nice weekend?
Oh, yeah, great. Brian's with us this morning. Good morning, Brian.
What's up?
You doing good?
Doing well.
You're looking good. The legend is out today. Dr. Chad Mitchell will be with us next Monday. He might come in one day. We have a shot. He might come in one day this week, but he will be with us next Monday for sure. Won't be with us today. Yeah, let's get into this bike week this past week. A lot of money was made. Unbelievable, man.
Oh, my God.
From our station, I happened to look down at the clock. Layton had a game at 12:15. We knew to leave early. From here to get to Frank Brown Park, well, maybe to Publix, where I think maybe it was Publix when I looked at it. It took us 50 minutes. 50 minutes to go. How many miles do you think it is, Brian?
From here, probably 9 miles.
Yeah, so it took us about 50 minutes.
Yeah.
When you got near Back Beach Road towards that Jackson Street, way before then it was busy. But from there until a little bit to Pier Park, it was bad.
We took the grandkids out for go-kart racing. They came down for a week, and we took them out for a little go-kart racing and putt-putt.
Yeah.
And we saw what you were talking about last week, Brian, where they were washing the motorcycles. And, I got a 15-year-old and a 9-year-old in the back of the vehicle, and I'm going, don't look. Don't look over there. Don't look over there. Why?
Don't look, Ethel.
Those are cool motorcycles. And then all of a sudden you see near naked women, and it was hard to explain.
Well, this was over in town.
Yeah.
Over in town, there were some people there washing bikes. I was told this by someone, and they were missing some of their clothes out there washing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, wow.
It was a nice, beautiful day.
Yeah, they wanted to get work on their tan.
Yeah, I wanted to stop and get my car washed. My wife wouldn't let me.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we made a lot of money. It was a great, thanks for coming down. Hope you had a wonderful time.
Is it bad that I rented a motorcycle for the weekend just to get it washed?
Go test drive one, take it down there and get it washed.
I don't know. What was your motive for that?
I just wanted a clean motorcycle.
You want to feel that wind in your face? But hey, and by the way, we're up 3-0, okay? We're winning 3-0 in a soccer game. We all wind up tying 4-4.
3's a pretty good score for soccer.
You should win that game.
You got to fire the coach.
That's what it's all coaching. Jared Hale. What's up with your coaching? I mean, we're up 3-0. Good Lord. But that was a really good game. And coming back, it didn't seem to be as bad. But heading east to west was terrible. West to east, not so much.
Well, keep in mind, you're going past the Harley dealership, you're going to Frank Brown, which is like ground zero on the thing. So, yeah. I
don't know if you guys made it to El Rodeo to call it the Cala Bar and Grill. Friday, there was a waiting line out the door. They made a killing and great food, great atmosphere. Everybody had a wonderful time. Thursday and Friday was that way. Went down to J. Michael's after the game, late lunch. It took me about 3 o'clock to get down there from a 12:30 game. Got through about 1:30. Probably got in J. Michael's around 3, and packed.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't get in.
We went to Paparazzi here on Thomas Drive, and there was no waiting. The food was good. Let me tell you what John did. We saw your little, what do you call that? That dessert?
No, you got the Napoleon, you got the Paradise Cake.
Paradise Cake.
Did you have one?
Oh, my
Was it unbelievable?
God.
That's the best. You can't get anything better.
Man.
To my opinion, that's the best one they got.
Yeah. I mean, it was, I said, Coach talks about this one, so me and the wife split it. And we had to fight.
What time were you down? Was that Saturday?
Yeah, it was Saturday.
What time you were there?
Probably 2-ish.
Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you what we did. That's when Jay Michaels couldn't get in. We went down there, so we just missed you. Yep. We just missed you, I'm telling you. But you know what John did, Brian?
What's up?
They catered Harley Davidson.
Oh, cool.
Oh, my God. They made a killing. And everybody's talking about how great the food is. Yeah,
it is
paparazzi. Yeah. What do you expect? Unbelievable. But what a weekend. A beautiful weekend. The weather was great. We made a lot of money. It kind of kicks off the season. You know, kids can really soon. Now, a couple more weeks, school's going to be out. I ask you to drive carefully. The kids are going to be out, running everywhere. And it starts what? We got to start putting that sunscreen on. Mm-hmm. Today, they said if you're out there 10 minutes a day, it's going to be like 11. The UVA, whatever, about 11. Yeah, so put the sunscreen on, I'm telling you.
Don't be fooled by those clouds up there.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled.
It doesn't help you. So make sure you take care of your skin. All right, let's talk about some local stuff. Appreciate you listening this morning. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Maybe I think it calmed down for a little bit until about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a swim event this weekend out at Frank Brown. It's bringing in about 300 or 400 swimmers down here. But, I mean, that's nothing like, Bike Week. But they got that going, and I'm sure there's other little things going here and there, but it'll really heat up around Memorial Day weekend.
It'll be crazy, no doubt about that. Baseball playoffs, regional semifinals. Here we go. 1A, May 10th, Wednesday, Holmes County at Northview, 7 o'clock. Franklin County at Bozeman High School. Mm-hmm. Coach Patton and his team is incredible year in, year out. It's going to be a great game, 7 o'clock. And then Port St. Joe, seems like them and Chipley are always in it also. Port St. Joe's at Chipley, 7 o'clock. Playoffs begin. Now let's jump up to 3A. May 9th, Tuesday, Mariana, Bonifay. No, Providence School. I guess I'm sure it's a Christian school. Mariana there, and that's going to be a 6 o'clock kickoff. That's in Jacksonville.
Correct.
Trinity Catholic and Pensacola Catholic. Catholic always has like an all-star team. They're incredible. That game starts at 7. Mm-hmm. And then also 4A, May 9th, which is also on a Tuesday. You got Creek something at South Walton, 7 o'clock. South Walton, watch out. They might win it. They could possibly win it all.
I'm not sure if you say it. Tocoi Creek.
Is that how you say it?
Tocoi.
I didn't even try to say it. I knew not to even mess with that.
I don't blame you.
Wakulla at Baker County, 7 o'clock also. West Florida, listen to this. West Florida is back at Arnold. Mm-hmm. If you coach in West Florida, you just beat them. Hey, man, we got a big win. We upset them. Now you turn around, got to go back to the same place and play them again.
Yep.
That's what you get for beating us.
It makes no sense.
Well, that got them into the tournament, though, too.
Yeah. Well, we got 3 from that league, right?
Exactly.
And hopefully we'll have Coach Jones on here in a little bit. I'll talk about that. Now, let's go to 5A. This is also Tuesday. Pine Forest at Columbia, 7 o'clock. Was that Lake City? Columbia Lake City?
Yes, Lake City.
Lincoln at Fort Walton, 7 o'clock. And then Wednesday.
And that one's interesting because Lincoln's actually the higher seed there, so I guess they don't have a facility worth playing at. Because usually it goes to the higher seed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is at Fort Walton.
I don't know why that is. And then Wednesday, we got 6A, Fleming Island, is that it?
Yes.
I can't read. At Mosley. All right, 6 o'clock at Mosley. That one, I believe, is on a Wednesday. So that's what we got.
That's correct.
That's who left. Everybody else is sitting home or going to watch them play. Do y'all got a good feeling this year about a Bay County team winning? Do we feel good about Bozeman and Mosley this year?
Bozeman's got a pretty good road.
Even though they're young.
Right, and they're further along. There's not as many steps for Bozeman to go through.
Yeah.
Mariana's going to have a hard time moving through. The problem with 4A is, Arnold and South Walton are in the same bracket, so only one can come out of there at most. So that's going to be rough. But I feel good one of those two teams probably comes out of there.
Right.
In the 5A, I was trying to remember who was there in the 5A.
Pine Forest,
Columbia.
Fort Walton.
Fort Walton, probably not. I mean, Clay's top seed in that bracket there, and they're pretty good. Mosley is interesting because it's a pretty tough division. They're in with some big schools.
Yeah.
Pace,
but they play that tough schedule,
Tate,
man.
Leon, Buchholz, Gulf Breeze, all in their bracket. That one's a little tough, but I think they can get through. But, the problem is going to be if Buchholz wins, which is down in Gainesville, then Mosley has to go down to Gainesville to play, and that's a trip.
Yeah.
Now, if Gulf Breeze gets past Buchholz, Mosley will get to host Gulf Breeze, and that would be huge. So.
Yep. And go back, remember what Coach did. He traveled a lot, played on the road a lot, so they're going to be used to this.
Coach is back on the field with them, so.
That's a big
we're in the
lift
dugout,
there.
I guess.
Yeah, so I hope they can do it. They play that tough schedule. They've traveled quite a bit.
That Buchholz is just quite a trip.
Yeah.
But.
And Buchholz is always seems to
And
be
they're
pretty good.
I mean, it's a big school.
We'll see. We certainly hope we get a state championship.
I think Bozeman's got a real shot at taking the whole thing down this year. I mean, the top seed in the other regional is Northview.
Yeah.
And then Bozeman's the top seed in their region. So, Bozeman, Franklin County, Port St. Joe, and Chipley in their side, Northview, Holmes County, Paxton, and Jay in the other. I think you'd have to put Bozeman at worst a 50-50 favorite with Northview, and I think they may be the favorite.
They even have Bozeman High School parking places down at this one particular hotel. They're so used to them being there in Lee County. I mean, they own Lee County, baby. Let's just get back there. We get there, anything can happen.
That's right.
That'd be nice. Hopefully, again, like I said, hopefully get Coach Jones here talking about the big game Arnold has, who's going to pitch, who's going to do this, who's going to do that. We'll try to find out for you. But get down to J. Michael's Restaurant and have yourself some great food. Best seafood, coldest beer. The place was completely jam-packed this whole weekend. It was crazy down there. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, completely packed out. People love it. Legendary place, J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. Also, don't forget about your real estate needs. Chuck Tucker, what a wonderful man he is. Great family. Legendary family here in Bay County. But South Oak Title and Closing, anytime you go to a closing, make sure you demand South Oak Title and Closing. No surprises. And there's an office near you throughout Northwest Florida. Also, want to thank my good friends down there at Stevenson Air Conditioning. Do you want it to feel good? Do you want to save money? Get it serviced about twice a year, right before the summer. Right now, you need to call Stevenson now today. Don't put it off. Get it serviced. It's going to run better. It's going to save you money. Then in the wintertime, you do it again. Helps run better, saves you money during when it's cold. But if you got an old one, you got one of them old beat up ones, and all it does is run, that house is still hot, bite the bullet, buy you a new one. Over a period of time, the money you save in your power bill will pay it off. Stevenson Air Conditioning, local people taking care of local people in Northwest Florida. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Panama City, 102.1 Mariana, and 101.9 Port St. Joe. Where's Mike been? I haven't heard from Mike.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Texas A&M. Now, Jim, this is embarrassing. You got the money to buy all the players you want.
I was
the greatest class ever. Texas A&M had 3 people drafted.
Coach, they were freshmen last year. None of them. We're young. You got to remember we're young.
I apologize. Not really.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Kelly with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Monday. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 80 with a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest around 10 miles per hour. Tonight, a variety of slight fog and some clouds with lows around 69. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning and then some clouds and a temperature near 82. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new Kia and see why everyone is talking about Kia. The new SUV family has movement that inspires, and we invite you to test drive the new 2023 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, and the Telluride. You can command the road in a sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a brand new 2023 Kia Rio, Forte, K5, or Stinger, and discover the all-new vehicle at Bill Bird Kia for you and your family. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City today, or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. Peace of mind you can trust at your local community dealer. Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street, Panama City.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest. For all you great folks up in Mariana, you can listen at 102.1 and Port St. Joe, 101.9. We hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. The weather's beautiful. I think it's going to be that way for a while. Be careful driving. You know where you're at. The fog's in the area. Just slow down. Take your time. And now let's talk a little bit more high school baseball. We got the man on that's done an unbelievable job at Arnold High School. Coach Jones, Arnold High School baseball. Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So were you on a Harley this weekend?
Not me.
That wasn't you. Okay.
There were a lot of people. A lot of my friends over here were, but not me.
Yeah, we saw somebody topless, and we all kind of thought it was you there for a second, but I guess it wasn't.
No, probably not.
All right, let's get into it. Big. It really starts now. The new season starts this week. Got an opportunity to do something special. What do you think, man? I mean, you just got through playing these guys. Is that an advantage, at a disadvantage? Give us a rundown what you think about what's going to happen.
Well, there's not too many times in life, especially in athletics, where you get a mulligan, you get a redo. So I feel like we're fortunate we get to play the same team we just played a week ago, West Florida High School. We play them tomorrow at our place, 7 p.m. Wasn't our best game, and you have to tip your hat to them, and a lot of the reason it probably wasn't our best game is because I thought they did a really nice job, and they were able to beat us 3-1, scored 2 in the 7th to break the 1-1 tie and beat us. But looking at the brackets before it came out, this was pretty much what we had hoped for. We had hoped to get a home game. We were the number 3 seed, but since we weren't a district champion, we weren't guaranteed a home game. And so the home game was a rematch with a team that we just played, so we know a little bit about them. It's about as good a draw as you can ask for round one, and we'll see if we can make the adjustments to get them this time, or if they're just a better team. I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
Would you mind if you just go ahead and tell us? You don't want to have to tell us about the pitcher, but can you tell us who's going to be starting at what bases? Give a little love to these kids that've done a great job for you this year.
Sure. I will tell you. The pitcher is going to be Ethan Gill. He'll start, but we'll have Cooper Moss ready to go at any point. Cole Savage is our catcher. Eli Blair plays first base. We had an injury last pitch of the game on Tuesday, so our shortstop is most likely, that's Braden Black, who's done an amazing shortstop for us for the last couple of years. He's most likely out, but we don't know yet for sure. So Nick Stewart might be playing second base, which moves Josh Lindsay, who's been our second baseman, over to shortstop. Mason Bean's our third baseman, Peyton Tompkins in left, Austin Hendricks in center, and Caden Quinn in right. And we're undecided as to our DH. It's probably Cooper Moss DHing for somebody, but there's a couple things that are sort of up in the air a little bit with the with Braden Black's injury. So we're, I guess, waiting until the last second to try and make the right call on that.
Well, I'll be honest, we kind of overlooked West Florida, not you or Arnold, but we did. We didn't think, we thought y'all would take care of them. I know I shouldn't think that way because I know they're football-wise, they got a lot of good players, and obviously they got a lot of good baseball players. But tell us what their strengths are. Where do they do good? Where do they give you a problem?
I thought they pitched well. I mean, we only got 3 hits. Sometimes we score some runs, sometimes we don't. But they pitched to our weaknesses really well, and they're solid. They made the plays. They got a bunt down. We messed up a bunt defensively in the 7th, which basically led to their 2 runs there. And so they just they don't beat themselves, and at this level, that makes you a pretty darn good team if you're just solid enough that you just play the game and let the other team sort of figure out when they're going to make a mistake. So they were solid. But I will say, and I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody, I feel like you guys overlooked them maybe a little bit. I think maybe our kids overlooked them a little bit also because we didn't we played them last year. A year ago, they were younger, obviously, and we beat them in a 10-run roll in the district championship game. So I'm afraid that we may not have taken them quite as seriously as we needed to because I don't think we played the way that we're capable of. So we'll find out. I mean, hopefully now, like you're saying, is it an advantage or not to play the same team? I think it's an advantage in that they know this team can beat us and has beat us, and they made us look pretty bad offensively. So gives us a chance a little bit of revenge and see if we can make that adjustment. But they're a good, solid team. They're not overwhelmingly, the talent doesn't just jump out at you, but everybody's a good, solid player. And the pitchers did a great job throwing strikes, keeping the ball down, throwing the ball away. It was just a well-executed game plan by them. I am sure that they'd like to put everybody into a sort of a time capsule and play exactly the same tomorrow as they did last week because they played a really good high school baseball game.
What's your mindset when you go into the playoffs like this? I mean, it's like you win, you keep going. If you lose, you're done. It's over. Are you more aggressive, or you just do the same things you've been doing, play the same style? Or are you more aggressive, knowing you got to win, maybe take a little bit more chances, or do you just play it kind of safe?
Well, you try and do roughly what you've been doing, but I think the aggressor has the advantage in the playoffs because a lot of people play pretty tight. Had teams and coaches that kind of don't want to make that mistake. So try and be aggressive. I mean, if we get base runners, that would be helpful. We can be a little more aggressive, but you try and go play to win. I mean, I think one of the phrases we utter quite a bit is play to win. If there's a question about whether should I try and make a throw behind a runner or should I try and do this or that, the answer is always, well, play to win.
Yeah.
And if you make a mistake, then, somebody else's turn. But at least if we're going to go down, we should go down fighting and go down shooting, and that's what we're going to try and do.
What day did you find out this is who you're going to be playing?
Friday. It came out Friday at noon, roughly. So.
Yeah. So did y'all get to do any work? I don't know how anybody even got to Arnold with the traffic, but did y'all get to do any work this weekend, or did you just give them off? How did you handle that?
Well, we practiced Friday. We had a long practice, actually, Friday. We had some stuff to do. We were working on ourselves this week. Since we lost Tuesday, it gave us a chance to really more focus on what we need to work on because we didn't know who we were going to be playing until Friday. So we had a long practice Friday. We had an optional batting practice Saturday. A couple kids showed up, too, and then we'll have a normal kind of practice today and go get them tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I'm just curious. You didn't score many runs. Are you going to work more on the hitting department this tomorrow, or just normal practice?
We've been working since Wednesday after Tuesday night. We've been working offensively on what we thought the weaknesses that they exposed. So, hitting the ball the other way, not trying to pull everything, those kind of things, which is something you got to work on from time to time and remind them. I mean, work on it all the time, but we've most definitely put an emphasis on the offensive part since Tuesday night's loss, and we'll see. I mean, we got to get some base runners so we can get some things going on, but they did a great job of keeping us off the bases. We only had 3 hits all night, and they only had 4, but we made 3 errors. So it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't our best performance, so we're just trying to focus on us and getting back to the way we can play. And if we play, a good solid game, do the best we can, and they beat us, and tip our hats and watch them move on. But I think if we play a good solid game, then we got a chance. Coach,
we've talked all year about your pitching being a strength of this team, especially depth of pitching. Do any of the pitch count rules change in the playoffs with how frequent or infrequent the games may come as opposed to the regular season, or is it pretty much the same rules through the playoffs?
Good question. They're the same rules through the playoffs. This year, it seems like I've only been here 3 years, but every year the makeup of the playoffs is a little bit different. This year there's 2 games this week if you win, and then whoever goes down to Fort Myers and plays in the championship game, there's 3 games next week. And so this whole thing's done in 2 weeks. And my first year here, 2 years ago, I think it was 1 game a week for the whole duration of the playoffs. So
right.
That part has changed, and then, the pitch counts have not changed to correlate with the number of games in a week. So it puts you up against it a little bit. Whoever wins the state championship is going to have probably 4 pretty darn solid pitchers, because they're going to go through 3 starters next week, and unless they do something. And so it makes it interesting, but that's part of the challenge, I guess.
All right, we don't want to look ahead, but let's say we take care of business Tuesday. What day is the next game? Is it Thursday, Friday, what?
It's Friday. It would be against the winner of Baker County and Wakulla. And whoever wins this game, if Wakulla were to beat Baker County, then whoever wins tomorrow night would host. And if Baker County wins on Friday, they'll host whoever wins the game between us and West Florida.
All right. Coach, just remember this, what we used to do when we were at Arnold. Anything that went bad, went the wrong way, looked like it's a bad coaching decision, we always blame Brian Norman. Just remember that.
That's why we have him around. Somebody's got to take the blame. It can't be my fault, right?
Hey, great job. Keep it up. We'll talk to you next week, regardless of what happens. We hope we're still talking about the state playoff run. You've done a great job over there, and good luck to you, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, good luck,
Coach Jones. We'll have him on next week. No matter what.
We should have told Coach Mississippi State gave you the blueprint. Don't fire yourself. Fire the pitching coach.
Yeah. All right, Brian Norman. Fire him and hire him back. Yeah. Anyway, I hope the LSU Wildcat is listening today. He loves his Tigers now. His son played in the band over there. They big LSU.
Band at LSU now. They're good and they have fun.
Awesome. No doubt.
I've been in that stadium when they'll turn and march one way, and that entire erector set of a stadium stands up, and then they make that turn and they head the other way. I mean, it give me chills now thinking about it.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's something else.
Speaking of Arnold High School, Angie Dunlap, her son, if I just saw a picture of this, if he's just graduated, I can't believe this. I'm talking college. Unbelievable. I just thought he just graduated high school. Now I look around, he's graduating college. I think this is what he's doing. Unbelievable. Wonderful guy, wonderful family. Angie, hope you're doing well. Congratulations to your beautiful son for doing a great job. Wonderful young man. All right, let's talk about some of our other outstanding, unbelievable, like Michigan Eddie. Get out to Michigan Eddie. They got the best seafood, coldest beer. Michigan Eddie. I don't know. He just texted me.
Don't give him any ideas.
El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. Do you want to have a great time? I'm telling you what now. We had Leighton, Lorelei, Julie, Jared. We were all there Friday. We had a wonderful time. They had the bands playing, outside people karaoke, and it was packed out. I'm telling you, there's a waiting line out there. Get down there and try it. They have lunch specials Monday through Friday. They got buy one, get one free. I'm talking about small draft beer, house wine, and margaritas. And they got believe it's $5 pitchers. I better double check on that. But get down there and have a great time at El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, right across the street from the Navy base on Thomas Drive. Great place there, great atmosphere. Tell David Coach sent you. The legend was not here today, but he'll be here next Monday. Dr. Chad Mitchell, guy is incredible. Been taking care of Bay County athletes for 24 years. A legendary doctor. And you don't have to be an athlete. Go get checked by Chad. If you get injured in any way, call Chad Mitchell, make an appointment, go by and see him. He will take care of you. The man is truly a great, outstanding man. Bay Point Golf, you love golf, the only place to go is Bay Point. Have a wonderful time at Bay Point. Tell Ryan that Coach said hello, and I miss him. And don't forget about Rudy. Oh, my God, Brian, Rudy's Barbecue on Bad Beach Road.
Great stuff.
I saw a lot of motorcycles at Rudy's Barbecue on Bad Beach Road.
I bet.
Their turkey plate, their turkey sandwiches is incredible. I talked to Eric Baker. He owns a bunch of Taco Bells, and I said, "What did you get when you went there?" He said, "Oh my God, that turkey's unbelievable." Where is he here? Right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Mm-hmm. We'll be right back. You're listening to ESPN 104.3 Panama City, 102.1 Marietta, 101.9 Port St. Joe. We get back. Brian's got some stuff on FSU. The tournament starting. We're not talking baseball. We're talking softball. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida is already your home for the most live and local sports talk. And now we're taking...
Oh, he got all of that one.
The Inside Drive. Ryan Mulvey, middays, 11 to 1 inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. The latest reactions to the biggest stories happening right now. Plus, interviews, sports betting, and your calls.
You got to be pleased with that.
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hello, this is Rick Vossen with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer. We are located on 2241 East Baldwin Road, Panama City. Shopping for an 8-foot to 16-foot in width or 10-foot to 60-foot in length. Cabin, garage, portable building, whatever the needs are. Remember, at Stormore, we can insulate our buildings. We can put electric on, thermal windows, transom dormers. There's so much we can do. Stormore Portable Buildings, 2241 East Baldwin Road.
Turf Pro Lawn and Pest Control. They take pride in caring for their customers' property by providing lawn and whole house pest control. Whether you have roaches or any other unwanted bugs in your home, Turf Pro has you covered. Or if your lawn needs weed control, fertilize, insect control, Turf Pro has you covered by providing custom treatments to meet your property's needs. No property is the same, so why should it be treated that way? Turf Pro, where the blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Call 850-890-5820.
Chuck was terrible at fishing. He spent many frustrating hours attempting to get results he saw from internet videos, aggravating trial and error fishing trips, and misguided advice from well-intended friends. Chuck is happy now with his newfound success after he visited Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, where we keep fishing fun, simple, and successful. See us soon at Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo!
You didn't tell me to do that. Don't talk to
Play it at the end. You're all right. That's good. I threw a curveball at you. Got to keep your eye on the ball at all times.
If
it goes down, you got to adjust the bat. Come on, man. You just throw a lot of knuckleballs for some reason.
Why are you upset that he's playing "Give Me Some Lovin'" coming out of this?
That was
thing?
pretty good.
Give me some loving, right?
It's a Monday morning. Get us going. Oh Lord, Coach is reading text. Good gracious.
See, and that's why I didn't know.
Anyway, I'll go on with the FSU update, sponsored by Newbies. Boy, did they have a week. I told you, I went from newbies 2 to newbies, and I can't unsee what I saw, and nor do I want to. It was quite a trip.
Just think if you had the money they made just this week.
Well, it was quite. They do a great job of setting up to bring in the bikers, and that's a tough thing. You got to kind of reconfigure your parking lots and everything. But Newbies, the mothership, was packed and just had a wonderful setup there, and looked like they were having a great time. So, congrats to those guys, and thanks for everything that they do every time. And we appreciate their sponsorship of the Coach James Hale Show, even if Coach Hale is off in Wonderland right
I'm just
now.
getting these breaking news here. Coach is getting fired.
All right, well, let's talk about FSU there, Coach. Lot going on around the spring sports. We're into NCAA season for all the spring sports. So I'm going to go down the list because some of them are over, some of them are just beginning. Men's tennis unfortunately lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament. They were the number 18 seed overall. They lost to number 8 seed South Carolina. So season comes to an end for FSU men's tennis. Similarly, the women bowed out in the second round. Now, they played number 3 Georgia in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Women's tennis was a 26 seed. So both tennis squads go down in the second round of the NCAA tournament, but they did make it to the NCAA tournament level, so congrats to them. Beach volleyball, which has been really big at FSU. They've actually got it set up over there by the softball field. Last year, I believe they lost in the final. This year, they lost in the semifinals. They beat LSU in the quarters to move on to play in the semis against UCLA, and then dropped the semifinal contest there against UCLA, who then, I believe, went on and lost to USC in the final. But those were played over in Gulf Shores, Coach. They had the NCAA tournament there in Gulf Shores, and UCLA did get the better of FSU. But again, FSU top 4 in the country. Congrats to those ladies again in the beach volleyball. Women's golf will play today in the NCAA regional. They'll be up in Raleigh, North Carolina. Excuse me, they are the number 3 seed, and this is their 17th straight regional appearance at the NCAA level. So crazy. Congrats to them. Yeah. I'm sure Ryan will have more about that on Inside Drive today at 11 a.m. Softball. Here we go. ACC tournament kicking off this week, but let's go into the weekend because, Randy, listen up. FSU softball swept. I say swept. The Louisville Cardinal. Now, 3 very good ball games. They beat them 6-4 on Friday, 6-4 in 11 innings on Saturday, and then completed the sweep with a 2-1 win. So 3 very competitive games. FSU moves on to 47-8 on the season and 22-2.
47-8.
22-2 in the conference.
That's crazy.
I believe they will play this Thursday in the quarters. They have a bye. I want to say it was the winner of maybe Louisville and Syracuse or somebody. I can't remember offhand. I should have written that down. FSU currently ranked number 3 in the country. So good luck to the Lady Seminoles there, starting ACC tournament play. Certainly, FSU is going to be in the NCAA tournament, but you want to have good momentum going in there.
Absolutely.
Baseball. You want to hear something we haven't heard much this year?
No. They got to win?
Baseball swept a series. Not got swept, swept a series. Rare kind of middle of the season non-conference series, but baseball completed the sweep of Mercer. 4-2 in the first game, 9-0 second, and they run-ruled them yesterday, 13-3 in 8 innings. So completes the sweep of Mercer, which moves FSU to 18-28 on the season. Now they're just 6-18 in the conference. But here's something that's interesting, Coach, with this team. They're 14-11 at home, so they play fairly well at Dick Howser Stadium. But they're only 4-16 on the road this year. So that's something that Coach Link Jarrett's going to have to get figured out going forward. But FSU, again, 18-28 on the season. They're going to host Jacksonville this Thursday. And then, boy, does it get even tougher. Wake Forest, number 2 in the country right now, coming to Tallahassee. this coming weekend for a 3-game series. FSU needs to get a couple of games there if they can against one of the top teams in the country, get some momentum, because the only way they're going on to the NCAA tournament, I believe, is if they make a run through the ACC tournament.
Only way.
Yeah, so again, Jacksonville Tuesday at Dick Hauser, Wake Forest coming in this weekend. That's going to be a big, big series. But like I said, FSU's been a lot better at home than on the road, so who knows? And then one bit of football news, actually, for us here. UAB defensive back, he's a safety, transfer Jalen Key took an official visit to FSU recently. Now, he actually played his last year at Godby. He'd kind of played around a few different areas, but he played his final year at Godby. He's 6'2", 210, safety, has 1 year left of eligibility. Last year for UAB, he had 60 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, and 3 interceptions. Excellent player.
At UAB?
At UAB.
I know a lot of people are after him.
And look at this is the amount of teams that he listed in his top 6. Some he's taken official visits to, some he's scheduling. So he just took his official to Florida State, North Carolina, Oregon, Ole Miss, Ohio State, and Alabama.
Wow.
But again, remember, Godby. There is a local connection there, and he very much enjoyed his trip. So this is a big one, too, for FSU because, everybody loves to, make light of the one player drafted. Well, that player who was drafted was a safety, Jamie Robinson. Yeah. So getting someone in with this guy's experience and his stat line
good
would
size,
be.
too.
Yeah, he is very good size.
210-pound safety. Wow.
He obviously shows he's very good in run support. They bring him up on blitz packages and things. So this is the kind of guy you really hope to pick up if you're Coach Mike Norvell. So a lot going on in the transfer portal still, which is crazy. I mean, we're in May, but hey, take what we can get because FSU's got, lofty ambitions this year. And
what do we got? I think 116, 117 days the college football gets cranked up, something like that. And that we'll start, that LSU Florida State game is going to be hyped up. It's going to be a huge football game. Cannot wait for that to happen.
Though, but I'm curious about this. Like, as a coach, and granted it's different now, but so, what are you granted, high school may be different than college, but what are you really trying to get out of spring football? You're not putting in necessarily your packages. Is that just for player development? What is the...
Yeah, I mean, in the old day, we had more days to practice. What is it now, 15? And
something
so many
like
days
that,
only so many days you can be in pads.
So here's why I ask. Nowadays, obviously, you're bringing more freshmen in.
I'm sorry to laugh at you. I just saw something you don't normally see.
But you're bringing more freshmen in the winter now.
Yeah.
So
how is Colorado going to?
So it's not like you're bringing them in over the summer. So these transfers who are coming in now are going to be the only people who are behind the 8 ball trying to get up to speed in the team. So what I'm wondering is missing spring football for them that big a deal anymore, or is it not?
I don't. With the way everything's changed in the old days, you had to go through spring football, learn the system. Now with summer workouts. Let's face it, the coaches cannot be on the field, washing and coaching, but they didn't say they can't be in an office above the field as long as their feet are not touching the ground. And anyway, it's year-round. Let's just put that way, it's year-round. They do the weightlifting, they do the running, and they do their passing out there. They study. It's like it never stops now. Yeah. So they'll learn what they need to do. And when you said that, I thought about Colorado, how many guys they got coming in right now. It's crazy.
Well, that's what I wondered, too, is that if you
they're going to be behind.
If you know players are going to leave in May, though, are you putting in your offense? Are you putting in
things? You still got to do your thing.
Because you're worried about those guys taking it off to a conference rival. I guess nowadays you got so much video it doesn't matter. But.
Yeah, you got to do you just got to prepare like you always do. Yeah. And you're right. One good thing, I don't know if it's good or not, at least they're not going to be going Alabama to Auburn, Georgia to Alabama anymore at this second time, I guess. But who knows? I mean, they might call somebody a name and they go get a lawyer, and then they're allowed to go. When you please come to the studio, will you please have work clothes on, not pajamas, please? Michigan Eddie walked in.
Comb your hair.
Hey, he's turned to Bama. He's got Alabama stuff on today. Good job. Roll Tide, baby.
That's not Alabama.
That's Alabama. What's that say? Roll Tide?
Red Wings.
Same thing.
Only Ryan Mulvey wishes he could wear these type of digs. Go Red Wings, baby.
Well, Brian, thank you for the FSU update.
Yeah.
You want to have a great time, get down to Newbies. You don't have to be a biker to go down there. Everybody goes to Newbies. Newbies 2 on the Curve. You can watch all the softball games getting ready to be played, baseball games, everything's going on. But get down to the mothership, the best bands in the Southeast, every Friday and Saturday night. I bet you Kathy, Will, all of them are worn out. I'm sure they're going to take a. I saw a picture. They had Will was there, Charlotte was there, and Will's son was there. Good-looking fan. Charlotte's gorgeous, by the way. She's still gorgeous. But that was pretty cool seeing all that down at Newbies. It was during the daytime, too, by the way. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. Appreciate John. And John is doing better. Thank God his back is feeling better for him. Also, don't forget about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. They had a soft opening Friday. It's on 23rd Street. And I don't remember the name of this shopping center. It's right beside.
Is it Coronado?
I think it is.
Yeah,
I think that
it's
is
by Granny's, right?
Yeah, it's
I think
right
that's the
beside
Coronado
Granny's,
shop.
the new Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Get by there and try it before you buy it. All you coaches now, you don't have to drive all the way out to Pier Park. You can go right there in town. 2 great locations. Locals taking care of locals. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Hopefully Jason will be in here on Friday. We talked about today. Be careful out in the sun. Put the suntan lotion on. Protect your skin. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. We know it can be deadly. If you have any kind of issues, if it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, there's an office now throughout Northwest Florida. Dr. Ward, go see the legendary doctor. You'll listen to him Wednesday, 7:30 right here on ESPN. Go see Dr. Ward. Don't put it off. 5 minutes could save your life. We'll be right back. ESPN Northwest Florida.
5 years, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports on the Panhandle, with engaging sports talk from national and local hosts. Play-by-play with the Atlanta Braves, the Auburn Tigers, college football, and the NFL. Plus, we're 850 strong with feeding families for the holidays at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Thanks for 5 years of broadcasting history from ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Kelly with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Monday. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 80 with a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest around 10 miles per hour. Tonight, a variety of slight fog and some clouds with lows around 69. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning and then some clouds and a temperature near 82. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
Hi, this is Matt Lewis with Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. We offer comprehensive diagnostics and repair service for all types of hydraulic units, such as hydraulic and pneumatic cylinders, hydraulic pumps, motors, and valves, as well as a broad range of hydraulic hoses and O-rings. Give us a call at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions at 850-326-3000 for any of your hydraulic needs. Or come see us on Commercial Drive off Jinx Avenue in Panama City.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
Lots of force on this one. Hello, Chop House. A 2-run homer.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Panama City, 102.1 Mariana, and 101.9 Port St. Joe. Hey, you want to have a great meal? Go ahead and plan it out now. Wednesday, Lynn Haven, Beef O'Brady's, 10 huge wings, and a drink for $9.99. Yeah, I said it. I said that, yeah, $9.99. You can't, hey, best deal going around. Get out to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. 10 beautiful, juicy wings and a drink for $9.99. But you got to get what?
My salary, even.
What do you got to get? They're French fries. Oh, yeah. You got to get you some French fries. They're the best you'll ever get.
Man, I'm hungry.
I like them. I like the way they do it there. Pat does a great job over at Beef Brace. Have a good time with him. I love Pat too, by the way. He does many great things in Lynn Haven. He did a lot of things for Bay County athletics too, by the way, especially football, but everything. Get at Lynn Haven, have a great time. All right, Brian. Who's our Tennessee volunteer that listens?
Jay Lloyd.
Jay Lloyd, I hope you're listening this morning. Please listen this morning, Jay Lloyd. Michigan Eddie goes to church with Jay Lloyd. And so we're going to talk about your Tennessee Volunteers. This is by the USA Today. Yeah, it's because of Jay.
Okay.
I wasn't going to do it.
Right, we'll do it for Jay.
Jay, and believe me, it hurts our heart, but we will do it. Tennessee Volunteers, I watched their spring game. I think they're going to have a really good football team. I really do. They lost some players. They've got some guys coming back. And they got a good football coach. But this is what USA Today predicts, game by game by the Tennessee Volunteers. September 2nd, they open up with a powerhouse. Not really. Neutral site game, Virginia. Tennessee takes care of Virginia. I don't think Virginia's very good. Tennessee will.
Well, they're coming back off a lot, too, at the end of the season with the shootings and everything.
Yeah,
so.
I think USA Today and the Coach James Hale show, we agree. We concur. Virginia goes down. Tennessee gets a big win to open the season.
Write that down. Coach Hale agrees with something in USA Today.
Not very often. September 9th, they got a powerhouse. Now, this is a tough one. Austin Peay.
Hey, we know that. I mean, Bama, squeaked by Austin Peay last year. Yeah,
sure did. A close game. It was 60-7. Anyway, Austin Peay, USA Today, Tennessee takes care of business. They whip Austin Peay at home. And then the next week, the first tough road game of the year against the mighty Florida Gators. And we all kind of think Florida might struggle this year. I think they will be better. I just don't know how much talent they have playing the schedule they got to play. I think it will be there. I think it's going to be a close football game. I really do. Florida's going to give them all they want, but Tennessee.
Florida gave them all they wanted last year, too.
Yeah, on the road. But Tennessee pulls it out in Knoxville, according to USA Today. We'll see about this one. Tennessee gets a win. They're 3-0 now. They come back home to Knoxville. They play UTSA. Who was that? UTSA.
University of Texas San Antonio. Actually, it's been a pretty good team.
Yeah, they had a good year last year. Had a good year last year. Tennessee will get it done. Tennessee gets a big win at home after the Florida game. So now, according to USA Today, Tennessee Volunteers start out the year really strong. 4-0, getting ready to get into SEC play. South Carolina comes into Knoxville. South Carolina will lose that game in Tennessee. And Tennessee gets another win, and they start the year off 5-0.
That's a revenge game for Tennessee there.
Yes, it is. They get it, baby. According to USA Today, Tennessee's now at 5-0. They get an open week. They get 2 weeks to get ready for Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M as they travel to Knoxville. And guess what happens on this day? Tennessee puts it on Bobby Petrino and Jimbo Fisher. They get a win. They outscore Texas A&M. They pull away in the second half. They beat A&M, and now Tennessee is 6-0, ranked in the top 5 in the country. And now they go on the road to play undefeated Alabama Crimson Tide.
I don't really like that they've already gotten a break, and Alabama won't have.
Alabama's tired, baby, 7 in a row. Yeah, that's a good point, Brian. Same thing last year. That's the reason we lost, as far as you know. Alabama, do they get revenge in Tuscaloosa?
Yes.
Tennessee comes in there, national TV audience, the whole world's watching, but, baby, you're playing at Bama. You're not playing in Knoxville. You're not going to tear the goalpost down this time. But you do get a win, according to Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah, USA Today say Tennessee beats Bama. You know, Ryan, you and I know this. A lot of people don't. That game goes in streaks.
It's a series of streaks, no doubt.
So I could see Tennessee getting that done. Hopefully they won't. I will be at that game. I think we're going to go to that game. Third Saturday in October, Tennessee goes into Tuscaloosa, gets a win in Alabama.
I didn't realize Phil Fulmer was writing for USA Today now.
He did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And then now,
they're
still on the road, Brian. The next week is they travel to Lexington, Kentucky, to play the Kentucky Wildcats.
Big rival game.
Your Wildcats, guess what? Your Wildcats play hard. They get after Tennessee, but it's not enough. According to USA Today, the Tennessee Volunteers beat Kentucky.
No.
Lord, on the march to the national championship.
I got a week's salary that says that doesn't happen. All $1.50.
All right. Hey, but you know what? October was good for Tennessee. They go undefeated. September was even better. So now they're sitting at 8-0 going into November 4th. UConn, not even close. UConn cannot stay on the field with Tennessee. They get a win. They're 9-0.
Maybe if their basketball team played them.
Yeah, 9-0 Tennessee, but they go on the road. They go to Missouri. The weather's cold. It's raining. Tennessee doesn't play very well. Missouri puts up the best game they played all year, but at the very end, the Tennessee Volunteers kick a field goal at the end of the game, and guess what? They win. They get a win.
He makes it sound like a movie, don't he, Brian?
I can tell a story now. Ask Lorelei Layton. I can tell a story.
In a yarn.
In a world
now,
where there was
the game of the century, November 18th, undefeated Tennessee.
Wow.
Host undefeated the Georgia Bulldogs.
It's very late for that game. That game's usually early in the season.
Yes, it is. Not this time.
Oh.
Tennessee shocks the world. Georgia comes in. They're up. Looks like they're going to pull away. The place is going crazy.
Somebody's nose is growing.
But then Kirby Smart reaches in his bag of tricks. They got to play. You can wait and see. It's going to be It's going to be unbelievable. Amazing. The Georgia Bulldogs go into Knoxville and break their heart. Go Kirby Smart. Georgia still the number one team in the country. Tennessee loses their first game. And guess what they have the next week? Their
coach's man crush on Kirby still intact.
In Tennessee, they have the tough Volunteers, have a tough Commodores coming in there the next week. They respond with a big win, and they sit at home. They do not go to the SEC. They don't go to Atlanta. But guess where they go? They do make the playoffs. They go to the playoffs 11-1. They sneak in at number 4. Georgia's number 1, and we have a rematch the first time. No, they don't say that. I just made that up, but it sounded good. But seriously, USA Today, they got a lot of love for the Tennessee Volunteers.
If they're 11-1 and their only loss is to Georgia, and let's say it's in a close game, them being in the playoffs is not a stretch.
No way, baby.
But they're not going to be 11-1. I mean, that's not just my Tennessee hatred coming out.
Who gets them?
Well, they're lucky they don't have LSU this year, because that'd be a revenge game for LSU. I think Alabama, even though I think Alabama's losing 3 this year, I think Alabama wins that game.
I hope you're right.
A&M, I would say, has a shot, although it's coming off of their week off, so I'm not sure I agree with that one. The trip to Florida is going to be tougher than people think early on. Florida's going to struggle down the stretch because that's when their lack of depth is going to hit them. So they need to watch that game, and don't sleep on that Kentucky game, because that's a huge rivalry game. So I think this is – I do think they'll take care of South Carolina this year. I think this is probably a 3-loss Tennessee season. I think Joe Milton is talented as – all get out. That kid's got a rocket of an arm, but he doesn't have a lot of snaps. And a lot of skill position guys are changing over for Tennessee. This is the kind of team
I'm telling you guys
that can drop a game they shouldn't. So I think they probably lose 3 games this year.
That quarterback they got is the real deal. But Milton's going to be good.
Yeah, Milton's really good.
Let me ask you this. Is there any way they're feeling good about themselves, they're undefeated, and they got Georgia in 2 weeks, but they're on the road, and they go to Missouri. And
that's another.
Can Missouri pull that? They almost beat Georgia.
If they're as potent through the air as they were last year, you're exactly right about how you laid out the Missouri game. It's cold. It'll be bad weather. It always is there, and everybody struggles in Missouri.
Yep.
Everybody struggles
in Missouri. Even the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Even Kirby Smart.
So playing that game later in the season, unless they've developed a really solid running game, that could be very problematic for Tennessee.
Well, I will say this. If you're a Tennessee Volunteer, you got a good ball club coming up. I'll tell you what, they are back. I got to give Coach credit. I didn't know how he'd fit in there. He's done a great job.
We're going to see. I mean, they lost a lot. They really did lose a lot. So,
all right, let's talk about some of our great people. I tell you what, Michael was in here Thursday, did a great job. Michael's Health Insurance Solution. Man, they got Medicare supplements. They got Advantage plans. They've got individual, family, and group health insurance. Michael Dennison does an incredible job. Give him a call. You can listen to him here Thursday. Give him a call. Listen to our commercials on the air. You will get the information on how to get in contact with him. My roommate in college, Blaine Burnett, happened to be watching Thursday. He said, man, I'm getting ready to turn 65. I'm going to call him. So I don't know if he's called him yet or not, but he heard about Michael talking. And he heard some of the things, he's like me. He's gone through he's had prostate issues, he's had cancer there. So he wants to make sure, and some of these plans are totally different. Some you have to take the doctors they give you, and other ones you can stay and choose your doctors. I wanted to be able to choose my doctors, and that's what we went with. Michael can answer all these questions for you. Make sure you tune in Thursday morning, and he'll be here with us. But for your insurance needs, man, Michael's Health Solution, Michael's Health and Solution. Just look it up, call him, make an appointment. He will come to your house wherever you live. It can be in Alabama, it can be anywhere. He'll be there for you. Turf Pro Pest Control is number one. Patrick and his crew do an incredible job. They'll have your yard looking like Pat Dye Field. They're that good. Turf Pro Pest Control. Give them a call. They'll come out to your house, take care of your problems. All right, we'll be right back. Alabama Crimson Tide, we get back, and you're listening to the legendary ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 Panama City, 102.1 Mariana, and 101.9 Port St. Joe. Be right back.
Weather in Northwest Florida can change on a dime.
Gale force winds bombarded with heavy rain.
That's why 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has the most up-to-date forecast on the Gulf Coast. Hi, this is staff meteorologist Tim Root with over 40 years of experience. I know just how fast we can go from sun and fun to a serious situation. For the most accurate and detailed weather when it matters, rely on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Kelly with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Monday. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 80 with a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest around 10 miles per hour. Tonight, a variety of slight fog and some clouds with lows around 69. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning and then some clouds and a temperature near 82. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Gulf Coast Aquarium is now Gulf Coast Aquarium and Pet. They have a full line of live reptiles and reptile supplies, including the area's largest supplier of ZooMed products. ZooMed, a family-owned business with over 45 years of U.S.-based manufacturing. ZooMed is number one in reptile products worldwide and is now available at Gulf Coast Aquarium and Pet, 469 Harrison Avenue, downtown Panama City.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, WVLQ Port St. Joe, Paula FC, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, this is Tim.
Do y'all sell bait?
Yes, we seasonally stock live shrimp, live bull minnows, live sand fleas, live fiddler crabs, earthworms, night crawlers, crickets. We also stock frozen shrimp, sand fleas, mullets, squid, pre-rigged ballyhoo, bonita, stingray, cigar minnows, Boston mackerel, Spanish mackerel, and a few other miscellaneous baits. It's worth the drive to buy premium locally sourced bait from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa, Tide, whoa. Alabama Update's brought by Stevenson Air Conditioning. What I love about Stevenson Air Conditioning, locally, guy grew up here in Bay County, hired local people. They do an incredible job. And the great thing about Stevenson Air Conditioning, we know the heat's coming. We're going to have electrical storms. People are going to lose power. They're going to have all kinds of issues going on during the summertime with this heat. All you got to do if you have a problem, if it stops in the middle of the night, not working right, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. I have done this before. Call them. They'll get there as quick as they can, and they'll solve all your problems. They do an incredible job. Stevenson Air Conditioning, local company, taking care of local people in Northwest Florida. Make sure you call Stevenson Air Conditioning. Don't trust anybody else. Alabama update. Let's talk about what's going on. A lot of stuff's going on in Alabama. We know this year's been kind of tough on the Crimson Tide. Football season was an absolute disaster. We got the best player in the country coming back, like quarterback on the offensive side of the ball, the best defensive player in the country coming back on defensive player of the year. And then we can't win. We get destroyed by Tennessee on the last play of the game. We get destroyed by LSU on the last play of the game. We have a terrible year, 11-2. And then basketball season, we get ranked really high. It looks like we got a chance to do something special. We have a shooting, and then we lose a game we probably shouldn't have lost. Baseball season starts. We've all been saying it's time. It's time for something special to happen in Alabama baseball. We put over $50 million in the program. We're not getting a return. The overall record, pretty good.
Sound like Coach got a return.
Yeah. Yeah, he got a real good return. He got, anyway, and we all know what happened there. Brian, should we get a betting segment? Start one of those and let you talk about that?
I just want to know if he won. Look,
have you heard anything else about this?
No, I haven't. And it still is unclear whether or not Coach was actually laying the bets or simply sharing inside information or what. None of that has yet come out. Either way, it's fireable. But
it's a bad look.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
It is unclear at this point whether or not Coach was actually laying bets or trying to make money through an intermediary or just, hey, I got a buddy, our starter's not going tonight. There's still a lot up in the air over this deal, but there is, in every scenario, it's fireable. So.
Yeah, but hey, look, you know what?
The rebound worked, though, because Alabama took the series.
What do you do? Negative, positive, setback to come back. I mean, that's what Alabama did. Great job by the players.
We saw it locally here when everything happened with Coach Howard, the interim steps in and team rallies around and plays well. Yeah. Alabama did that this weekend and got a big series win.
Great job by them.
In fact, a lot of the big SEC teams had trouble this weekend.
Florida
lost their series. Alabama beat Vandy in their series. LSU dropped their series to Auburn.
War Eagle, baby.
There you go. It's something.
Alabama baseball beats Vandy. Alabama now, overall record looks good. Yeah, it looks pretty good, 32-16. But we're not. We want the other record to look good. We want the SEC record to look good. They're 11-13. Brian pointed out Alabama takes care of business on Thursday night. Turn that negative situation into a positive. They turned that setback. They turned around to a comeback. Great job, Bama. On Friday, Vandy 4, Alabama 1. But then on Saturday, the Crimson Tide gets a big win over and Vandy's good, guys. Alabama 2, Vandy 1. Now, what is Bama going to do the rest of the year? We will see. Alabama at home, like most schools in the SEC, 24-8. Alabama on the road, not so much. They're 7-8. This week, they've got, thank you very much.
Right in time.
That's Michigan Eddie calling. This week, Alabama Crimson Tide on tomorrow, 6 o'clock, Troy. They got the Troy Trojans coming to town. So they need to take care of, they should probably do that one. They should take care of that. And let's see if they can build on this negative situation, turn it into a positive, and get a big win. Hopefully they will. Not sure. Alabama Crimson Tide, the APR score. This is something coaches get a bonus on. You look at all these contracts we talk about, the APR score is what you're doing academically. Alabama, very impressive, man. 20, 21, 22 academic year. Alabama scored an impressive 995. Nick Saban has tutors everywhere. They spend so much money on this learning facility they have there. They have tutors there. They do as good jobs as anybody in the country getting their kids to do the right job in the classroom. It's incredible how Nick's got that, because he knows that's important for recruits. He knows that's important for the kids' future, their academic education, and he does it better than anybody. Alabama, what that score did, put Alabama third. No, it's actually 4th in the nation and number 1 in the SEC. Great job, Alabama. Great job, Nick Saban and Daniel Bush recruiting great kids there. The other teams that did a great job in this category was Clemson at number 1, Wisconsin at number 2, and another Big Ten school, Northwestern. Who is it? He knows not to call me during the Alabama update. He can wait. That's a great job by Nick Saban and his crew down there. That's very big. So we don't know what's. I did see one coach they're looking at, possible replacement for Alabama Crimson Tide, Southern Mississippi's coach.
It'll be a good one.
He's done a great job there. Well, he really has. You think they'll go that route?
I don't know. I'm going to call Greg Byrne and say there's a guy 80 miles to your west that you can have for cheap, Chris Lamonis.
No, we want. Hey, he's your fishing coach.
He's got no. I want him back. He's got a national championship under his belt. There you go, Greg Byrne.
Let's take this rude caller to interrupt the Alabama update. Can you believe? I mean, why would he do that? It must be a Michigan thing. Good morning.
Go Boo Truck here. Here's your Ramsey's back Tyndall. First you got Tennessee, then now you have Bama. Then Auburn. Why don't you just say the Coach Hale and SEC lovemaking show? You know what I'm saying? Golly.
Is that a secret, though?
Hey, where do you live? Where do you live?
I live in Panama City Beach.
All right,
where the snowbirds are abundant.
You're in God's country right now. You're in SEC haven, baby.
No, Ann Arbor's God's country. But, hey, and then you got the military folk. You got people from all over. It's a potpourri of people from all over the country.
And we're changing them every day. We're changing their hearts every day. They all become the SEC lovers.
Michigan Eddie, I do have to say this. I would much prefer talking about Michigan than Tennessee on this show. I really would.
That makes sense considering you're from, you're from Alabama.
That's
you're
right.
an Alabama diehard, but went to Mississippi State, start Vegas.
That's right.
Anyway.
Hey, you call in here complaining and being very negative. We deal in positive ways, so you got anything positive you can say?
Well, I don't know. Well, you're talking about Alabama update, so I was looking for baseball camps ready to go to this summer, right?
And you want to
go to Alabama so I was looking at all the local schools. And remind me again when the last time Alabama made it to the College World Series. Can you remind me?
Oh, hey, here it is right here. Let me see. Alabama, 10 players drafted. Combined value, $129,144,287. Average signing bonus, $64,411,647. Did I answer your question about
I'm going to
baseball?
look it up. I know they went in 97 because I remember 4 teams from the SEC West went that year.
I thought it was like 7 years.
But they went in 97. Roberto Vaz was their star. I mean, I remember that team. It was a very good team, Coach.
The best thing that came out of Alabama was Alex Avila, Tigers catcher.
Well, don't forget Dave Magadan now. He was an excellent player in the pros as well.
John, we got another caller?
No,
so tell me
don't.
we do. We need to get him off.
Anyway, do you want to know? Okay, do you want to know Alabama? How much Alabama is charging? That great superpower, that great powerhouse NCAA baseball power is charging for a youth camp.
Not enough.
This is going to rock your world. You think that would be Vandy or Pepperdine or Oregon State or Cal Fullerton? $1,250. Are you having a heart attack yet?
What?
Yes. $1,250 to attend a 4-day youth baseball camp up in Tuscaloosa.
It just means more.
Cheating means more in the SEC, obviously, or gambling. Just say gambling.
Hey,
gambling.
It just costs more.
That's
the new slogan. Well, you got to pay for a lot of new coaches here. I mean, I wish we'd pay for a new AD, but that's
Rich, if you don't want to go, just don't go.
Oh, I ain't spending $1,250. Even though it was at Vanderbilt or something like that, I would pay $1,250.
$1,250 doesn't sound like that awful much for 3 days. I got to be honest with you.
Look at all the things they learn.
Well, and if you went to Vandy, you'd pay $1,250 for 3 days in a hotel.
There's other camps like that are like $400 or $500 for a 3-4 day camp, and they spend the night in the dorms and all that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm comparing it to.
Okay.
And those other schools, not off the top of my nugget that I looked at last week, are pretty good programs like Ole Miss, et cetera.
Yeah. Well, I sure appreciate you calling this morning.
Well, I will.
And you know
I
what?
take care of you.
You call and you complain, yet you text me, want me to to pull some strings in Tuscaloosa, and you just badmouth Tuscaloosa. How do you expect me to do that now?
I didn't badmouth them. I'm just speaking facts. We speak the truth on this show, good, bad, the ugly. But considering all the problems Alabama baseball is going through right now, and their last NCAA College World Series appearance, 1250 is crazy in a bowl of Fruit Loops.
Yeah. By the way, last College World Series appearance for Alabama in 1999. They went 3 times in 4 years over that stretch. They've been 5 times. And according to Wikipedia, which I have to give that as a moniker because who knows, Alabama has the most players in the SEC. This I would not have guessed. Who have made it to the majors. 60 players who've made it all the way to the majors.
That's the great state
I would
of Alabama.
not have picked Alabama in that. So.
Yeah, it's like the great state. Hey, I don't know if Anthony DuBose played on those teams. He's a local guy that played up there at Bama and played baseball there. All right, Michigan, thanks so much. We got to take a break. You listen to 104.3. Bye. Don't say anything. Hey, Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. We were there Saturday. We got that big old pizza, sat there and ate half of it, took the rest home. And you know what I did, John? I didn't get any dessert. I was good. I did not get any dessert.
Good boy.
But I did get those hot peppers and put on there.
Let me tell you, something I didn't mention before was they have boar's head meats.
Oh, they got that's all they got's the best.
God, and I had a little bit of everybody's.
What did you get? What did you order?
The Philly steak.
Is that unbelievable? Isn't it big?
I don't know if they call them subs or hoagies. They're all the same.
God, that was good.
Because
Would you get yours warmed?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
And the buns themselves, the bread is edible all by itself without anything.
John does an unbelievable job now.
I got to be honest with you, it was really, really, really.
You know,
good.
we were
and reasonable.
I saw John.
And they have wine there.
I saw John and his wife. John owns it. John, his wife, his son. They were at Rodeo Tequila Bar. His wife walked in. I thought it was his daughter. She's so beautiful ladies. I thought it was his daughter because John's getting up there in age and she still looks so young. So I don't know.
You're not getting any points of that,
Yeah, I better hush. You might hear me talking about that.
And the people were really nice there too. Like I said, I had my grandkids with me, and
great.
They were cutting up with my grandkids because you know how they are. They're all hyped up. There's
you did get the Napoleon.
No, I got the
Pirate Paradise.
Yeah.
Two best there is. No,
absolutely.
My favorite is Paradise, no doubt. Let's go back there someday. Just you and I will go down and meet one day for lunch.
You're buying.
I will. It's good. You know what? I owe Brian dinner. You want to come today? You come today?
I'm not sure if I can today, but I'll let you know.
Let me know. I'll let you pick where we're going. Anyway, all right, we'll be right back. You listen to legendary ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 Panama City, 102.1 Mariana, and our great folks down in Port St. Joe, 101.9. We'll be right back.
The next evolution in sports talk radio. We're back! On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdog. Hello. The only live afternoon show in Panama City where you can win fantastic prizes from amazing local businesses every day.
That's right.
4 to 6 weekdays. The Afternoon Underdog.
It's mayhem.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Kelly with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Monday. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 80 with a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest around 10 miles per hour. Tonight, a variety of slight fog and some clouds with lows around 69. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning and then some clouds and a temperature near 82. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Here at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we want to help you celebrate Mom this month. From mother's rings with her children's birthstones to unique one-of-a-kind pieces just like her. This month is meant to celebrate Mom. From our large selection of beautiful stackable bands to simple, elegant diamond necklaces that will bring a sparkle to her eye. This Mother's Day, show Mom how much you love her with a beautiful piece of jewelry that's as unique as she is. From Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa, Eagle! Hey! Don't forget about Bay Point Golf. You love golf, get out to Bay Point, have a great time. Tell Ryan Moby I said hello. Love Ryan, and he has got an incredible show, 11 to 1, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Make sure you just leave it right here all day long and listen to Ryan. He does a great job, like he does everything, him and his beautiful family. Beth does a great job also. Great people. I do want to remind everybody, too, Jason Kovaleski has opened a brand new store on 23rd Street, right beside Granny's on 23rd Street there. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You can buy it before you can try it before you buy it. Make sure, hopefully we have Jason here Friday. He's been really busy. He's really excited about this, getting it open. I'm telling you now, if you're a coach here in Bay County, make sure you go by and see him, visit with him. He gives discounts and everything else to coaches, teams, and stuff like that. The more people come in, bigger discount they can give. But nobody can get somebody bigger, stronger, faster, and has the knowledge Jason has. Local company, local guy right here. Bay High School graduate, by the way. Jason Kovaleski. All right, Auburn Tigers. We are going to have some breaking news, too. We had another football coach in the county has been released, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. That's your little teaser. Well, hopefully we'll talk a little bit more about that. I hate that when they let coaches go around here, or they resign, or whatever you want to call it. But we have lost another one, it seems like. That's the word on the street. The word on the street also, we've been telling you since last week that Auburn's going to get a quarterback, and they did. We told you 2 or 3 times last week. We've been hearing about it. They had to get some things worked out. I won't get into that, but evidently they got everything worked out, and everybody's happy on both sides. Quarterback, Auburn needs a quarterback. They need a competition. This kid they've got, they feel good about it. Hugh Freeze is going to do a great job at Auburn. I'm telling you now. We've had people leave Auburn. It's been slow to get them coming in, but man, what they got coming in, they did great. And you know what's so great about this, Brian? And I can't wait to see Jim tomorrow. They got 2 really good football players from another conference, from the Big Ten. And they asked the kids, as far as you know, why do you want to come to the SEC? And they both said, a player from Ohio State and a player from Michigan State, they both said, it just means more there. It just means more.
And what they said is it just pays more.
I didn't say that. They said it just,
no, that's what they said.
It just means more in the SEC. Take that, Brant. Anyway, Michigan State's quarterback, what's his name? Peyton Thorne. Hugh Freeze got his quarterback. Good job, Hugh Freeze. Good job by getting a quarterback. And Mississippi quarterback chooses Auburn on Friday officially, but they've known for a while. He had, in his 26 starts at Michigan State, 49 touchdowns, 20. Now I don't like this. 24 interceptions. Got to do a better job of that. But he's a 61% passer. He's got a good arm. He's got the strength to put the ball on any part of the field that you need to put it in there. The only thing I didn't like with interceptions, but I do like the 49 touchdowns. He set the Michigan State record for TDs in one season with 27. That's outstanding. This is big for Auburn, guys. This is a big thing. Bobby Ashford now, this is going to force him to get better. Ashford can run like no other. The guy's an incredible athlete. If he can develop him where he can throw the football with his legs, Auburn would be deadly because this kid can take it to the house with his legs. Now, if he doesn't get there, Thorne can put the ball up in the air. And you got to be able to throw the football. You just can't hand it off every play. So this is a great pickup for the Auburn Tigers. Competition, the quarterback room got better. TJ Friendly, we talked about that earlier. He pulled out. He took his ball and went home. But I got to say a lot of good things about him. He is going to get his college degree from Auburn. He'll be leaving out as a graduate transfer. Congratulations to him on that. But he didn't want any more of this competition. That was disappointing in some ways. But Bobby is not running away from it. He's looking forward to competition. This is going to make your Auburn Tigers better. You just picked up a pretty good football player. Mm-hmm. Now, this one's even better. Auburn goes in and gets a big-time receiver. Big time. He wanted to come play, which just means more. The Ohio State, Burton is his name, commits to Auburn. This is a big pickup guy. This is going to shake up the Auburn passing game for sure. A former 4-star wide receiver in Ohio State's class of 2020. He was the number 21st best offense receiver in the nation coming out of high school. He's from the great state of Texas. He was redshirted last season. And remember, let's be honest, give them credit. Ohio State is University of Receivers. They are wide receiver U. There's no doubt about that. Look at this past year's draft, the year before. They are loaded wide receivers. That's the reason he went there. They redshirted him. He's got 4 years to go. This is a huge pickup for the Auburn Tigers. Now, he's out of Austin, Texas. He had 82 catches, 1,515 yards. For high school, that's pretty doggone good. 18 touchdowns his freshman and sophomore years. He got hurt as a junior, came back his senior year, but what the kid has is elite speed. He's got speed like they hadn't had there. This is the two positions Auburn had the weakest in, quarterback, and the only thing weaker than that is wide receivers. They just helped themselves. Hey, if you're an Auburn fan, you ought to be really good with these two pickups here. Good job. This guy can take it to the house every time he touches the football. Auburn's offense just got better. Quarterback and receiver room just got better. Big Ten to the SEC, it just means more. Thornton in 2022 versus Wisconsin. He had a pretty good game versus Wisconsin. He hit 21 passes out of 28 for 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. War damn Eagle. Auburn is getting better.
How do you really feel, Coach?
Hey, I'm telling you, man.
That's good.
Hugh Freeze, when they got Hugh Freeze, I thought Lane Kiffin would be better. Okay, I did. I thought Lane Kiffin's an overall better coach in some ways. Hugh Freeze, I knew he was going to do what you got to do to win. He did it at Ole Miss. Everything's legal. He's a Southern Mississippi boy. Right there tells you he's a great guy. He's gonna do special things there. And what if Bama does what Brian says and they get their 3 or possibly their 4 loss next year? Is that enough to where Nick goes, you know what? I've done it long enough. It's time to go. And if that happens, timing was perfect. Pat Dye. Great thing about Pat Dye was a great coach. He learned from Saban, played at Georgia, the two biggest rivals. He knew he knew everything about them. But timing was perfect. The Bear was sick, retired, and died, and Pat Dye took over. Could we see history repeating itself? I don't know. It's going to be so hard, though, Brian, with Texas, Oklahoma coming in. I don't know if it'll be like what Pat Dye did, but he's going to have Auburn winning.
I would think so. I mean, but again, we've thought a lot of people would come in and win in certain places, and it hasn't worked out, and sometimes it does. Obviously, whoever follows Nick Saban has big shoes to fill, but they also have a lot to work with. Mm-hmm. So this notion that just because it's not Nick Saban there doesn't necessarily mean they're going to fall off of a cliff. So I don't know. But, that being said, Hugh Freeze is a proven coach in the SEC. I mean, Pat Dye was a great coach to coaches who knew that. But most people didn't know that when he came into Auburn. And, he ended up doing a wonderful job there. So it's a little bit different. Obviously, circumstances are different. But the other thing is, I'll be honest with you, I don't see Nick Saban retiring anytime soon. I really don't.
If he keeps winning, he won't. If they have a bad year or two, I say if they have 2 bad years, then I think he's out the door. Yeah. If he keeps winning, you're right. He's not. And the only other thing else he likes doing is that TV stuff. All right, let's talk about Auburn. Why is Auburn a great job? They got great fans. They got that stadium, and they just built that standalone football facility that's going to help them recruiting. One kid came through. I forgot his name. He came through there and talked about his visit. He goes, wow, at least seeing their facilities really shocked him. He didn't realize what they had there. They have it. Bama's got it. Georgia's got it. Auburn's a great school. They've won national championships in the past. I think it's a wonderful school. Baseball, what'd they do? What did they do this week? Who did they just beat?
They took out LSU.
And what was LSU ranked?
Number 1.
Number 1 in the nation. War Eagle. Basketball. I got to give them credit now. The big three, they're doing a good job.
Look, they have a total athletic department. This is the thing that bothers me a little bit about Greg Byrne in Alabama is, look, his number one job is keep Nick Saban happy. Okay, that's fine. He's done that. But Alabama doesn't have a total athletic department. Auburn does.
Yeah.
It's just like Coach Pearl said last year, we're an everything school. Now, the football has to improve because football is king. Yeah. But basketball has been to the national championship game. Baseball, I think last year went to the World Series. I mean, the gymnastics is always ranked top. The swim has won multiple national championships. That is a total athletic program.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you, we're talking about Auburn.
Yeah.
Does Auburn have a problem with drag racing with their players? No. Does Georgia? Yes. Does Auburn have a problem with people shooting and betting?
Well,
no.
The shooting they have in the past. Don't forget, a couple players got shot and killed not that long ago.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, shot by a Montgomery guy. Shocking, but look.
This is common. This is a natural.
Every university has their issues with that. Auburn's had their share, but you can't drag race on College Drive or whatever, university, whatever it's called. You can't get fast enough on it. It's like trying to drag race on 23rd.
Yeah.
Can't get up fast enough.
It was that they just don't have the problems that Georgia has and Alabama.
I get your joke, but they do.
But Alabama football has been pretty good, and Georgia football is pretty good, so we'll overlook certain things, I guess. Yeah. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Get out to Bay Point and have a great time playing golf there. I tell you what, you can have a great breakfast there before you play or after you play. Ryan Movey does a great job. And remember, Ryan's show, 11 to 1, is outstanding. You're going to love it. I'm telling you that right now. They do a great job. J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive, the best seafood, coldest beer. We're 2 days away from that outstanding, world-famous J. Michael spaghetti. You going to get a whole order or a half order?
I'm a growing boy. I need a whole order.
Yeah, well, every time I got paid, he does it. Dang it. South Oak Title and Closing, Chuck Tucker is number 1. Not even close. Chuck, love you, brother. Y'all do a great job. Great employees, offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. All the realtors, the big time, the elites use him. Mark Cowart, Beth Movey, they all use South Oak Title and Closing. They do a great job. And I want to thank Stevenson Air Conditioning. What a wonderful job they do. Jason, love you guys. Incredible. They did an unbelievable job at our house. I wanted everything new. They came in, put new lines in. They did everything. They are incredible. Make sure you don't make a mistake. Make sure you use the local people here, Stevenson Air Conditioning. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Your attention, please. ESPN Northwest Florida reminds you it's the law. It's the law. When there's a double red flag, stay out of the water, stick your toes in the sand, grab a cold drink, and listen to live sports.
Swung on, miss, strike 3.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Double play!
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay-down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Samantha Carter Jones, love you, sweetheart. One of Jamie's friends. She grew up at our house. We love her. She's doing a great job. And I just want to say hello to her this morning. Thank you for listening, by the way. Let's talk about what's going on in the SEC. We got it's getting closer to Hoover, and we're going to be up there. We're going to be gone a couple days. We're going to Hoover to watch this year. I'm going to miss it. We'll be calling in. Hopefully, Brian will take in. Well, I have somebody covering for us. I hadn't asked Brian yet, but hopefully I can twist us on. Anyway, if he wants that free food from J. Michael's.
There we go.
But looking forward to that. But
I'd rather go to Hoover, but that's all right.
I tell you, that's fun.
We'll see.
I'm also really looking forward to this week, okay? This is the SEC softball tournament, and I'm hoping, I'll tell you right up front, I hope Alabama wins it. This is what's going to happen tomorrow. Game 1, number 11 seed Mississippi State versus number 12 Missouri, 6:30 on the SEC network, okay? That's the first game is Tuesday.
Go Bulldogs.
And do you know where it's being played at?
I don't.
I'll tell you in a second. Wednesday, the game, because I don't know. Wednesday, May 10th, you got number 6 LSU going against number 13th Ole Miss. Golly, Brian, this is 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't like that. 10 in the morning.
They got a lot of games to get in.
Yeah, they do. SEC Network. And then game number 3, number 7 seeded Texas A&M versus number 10 seeded South Carolina, 1 o'clock on the SEC Network. And then game number 4, number 5 Alabama Crimson Tide versus game winner number 1. Whoever wins that first game, that'd be Mississippi State or Missouri. That game will be played at 4 o'clock on the SEC Network.
I know where it's going to be.
Where at?
Arkansas.
You are correct, my son. Arkansas, they got good facilities there. Mm-hmm. Number 5, the 5th game, number 8 Florida Gators versus the number 9 Kentucky Wildcats, 7 o'clock on the SEC Network. Then we'll go into Thursday, which is May 11th. Game number 6, number 3 ranked Auburn. Here you go again, talking about Auburn. Auburn Tigers versus the winner of game 2. That game will be played at 10 o'clock in the morning on the SEC Network. Game number 7, number 2 Georgia Bulldogs versus game number 3 winner, 1 o'clock, SEC Network. And then game number 8, this is all on Thursday, game number 8, number 4 Arkansas versus game number 4 winner, 4 o'clock, SEC Network. And the last game on Thursday, number 1 Tennessee Volunteers versus game number 5 winner, which will be 7 o'clock on the SEC Network. Then we go into Friday. Let's see if I can pull this down. It goes into Friday. You got this is number game 10. Game 6 winner versus game 7 winner, 3 o'clock. And I don't know if ESPN didn't say ESPN or the SEC Network. And then that same day you got 8 game winner versus 9, and then Saturday, May 13th, game 10 winner versus game 11 winner, 4 o'clock on, I don't know. That would be the championship winner. That would be the championship game. Then that game will be played again 4 o'clock our time. 4 o'clock our time on Saturday, May 13th. I'm looking forward to that. I really am. I'm looking forward to see what happens.
Yeah, I think so. Look, softball in this conference is like baseball in this conference. It's loaded up. The ACC is really good as well, and the Big 12 is very good between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. So it's real exciting, fast-paced to the game, shorter games. If you've ever gotten a chance to go out and watch college softball, it's quite an environment. So while we don't probably have the ability to jet up to Fayetteville, or as it's known, Fayetteville, Arkansas, if you do ever have the opportunity to go to an SEC baseball tournament or softball tournament, it's definitely worth the trip. So good luck to everybody playing up there, and Arkansas's got to be the favorite.
All right, I want to get into Big Ten. Since Michigan Eddie said we talk too much SEC, okay, we'll give a little bit of love to the Big Ten.
We did. We talked about all the players leaving the Big Ten.
It just means more. Come on down south where you belong. Come on down to God's country. All right, here we go. Big Ten, odds to win the Big Ten, or how many games? This is the game prediction, how many games each school in the Big Ten will win. And it's not the Buckeyes like everybody thinks. It is the Michigan Wolverines. Actually, they're kind of tied with this one. And I think this is 24th. No, this is on 3, whatever that is. Big Ten total wins for this coming up year, 2023 college football season. This is for all you Navy-based people, all you military people from different parts of the Big Ten country. And we love the Big Ten, too. Second best conference in college football. Michigan Wolverines are going to go 10.5 wins, which means they'll go 11-1. Brian, they think they'll lose a regular season game. And I don't know who it would be to unless it's the Buckeyes. Do you see Penn State beating them?
Well, yeah, Penn State could. Penn State's actually got some talent this year. They just they can't close both of them out. You know, they've occasionally beaten one or the other, but they have a tough time beating both. So Penn State is definitely a stumbling block. Ohio State's certainly a stumbling block. And you know, Michigan State's an in-state rivalry, and they've kind of had their way with Michigan up until the last 2 years. So you can't ever look past those games.
Any way Maryland could upset them?
I don't think so this year, but they have
Maryland?
Talent.
Yeah.
But I don't think so.
The only reason I said that is that Maryland.
Michigan matches up.
Michigan. It's a week for Ohio State, Michigan.
Michigan matches up pretty good against Maryland in the past. So
yeah. Anyway, I can see them going 11-1 or better. Or better. They're going to be good.
I don't think it's a stretch to say they can trip up in one of the, because they have several tough games on the schedule.
I've got somewhere what they got.
But you have to come into this season saying Michigan's the favorite, having not seen a game yet. And that's no knock against Ohio State, but Michigan's beat them twice in a row. They're returning more of the key position players than Ohio State is. You would have to go with Michigan as the favorite.
Well, we certainly hope they lose a lot of games for Michigan Eddie. But I think they're going to be really good. I got to give Harbaugh credit. We gave him such a hard time. He's got it rolling there now. The second best team in the Big Ten, who knows? It might be Penn State. They got a lot of guys coming back. We'll see. They got 2 really good running backs. But Ohio State Buckeyes, they got them going 10.5, which means they'll win 11 games. And most people feel like the only game they could possibly lose to would be Michigan, but they got to go to Notre Dame. They got to go to South Bend. So, do they lose at South Bend? I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so, but I mean, we saw last year that's a tougher game than. I mean, Notre Dame gave Ohio State everything they wanted last year.
I want to look at their schedule: Indiana, Youngstown, Western Kentucky, at Notre Dame, Maryland's at home, at Purdue, Penn State's at home.
At Purdue is a tricky game.
Before Penn State?
They've struggled against Purdue in the past.
Okay. All right. Then they have, like I said, Penn State's home. I think they'll take care of business there.
Yeah.
They're at Wisconsin. Is that right?
Tough place to play.
Yeah, they're good. Rutgers, Michigan State, Minnesota, and then the big one.
Yeah.
I think they have a pretty, I don't know. I think they win 11. I think they're going to win 11. I kind of agree.
I mean, it's kind of like the SEC. It's you go down the list and you're like, you know, if you look at Alabama, you're like, they could win every one of those games. But it's the SEC. You could easily trip up a game or two or whatever. I see the same with Ohio State, just not as many opportunities to trip up.
Alabama's schedule's ranked really hard. I mean, it's ranked by the national media as one of the toughest schedules.
There are plenty of games in the Big Ten where a team could trip up, and it's not a huge loss. It's not losing to Rutgers would be a massive upset, you know, but losing to a Wisconsin or a Penn State or even a Michigan State.
I'm sitting there looking at
those
our
are
board,
tough ball games.
All these games. You got season tickets at Bama this year. You're going to make some money. Hey, Texas people are buying those tickets up left and right, and they're spending big bucks. You want to make a lot of money? I'm talking a lot of money. They want to come and see the stadium. But you got Texas at home. You got Ole Miss at home. You got Arkansas at home. Tennessee, LSU, and Chattanooga.
Yeah.
But you got some, and Middle Tennessee.
So which game on there is homecoming? Is it Arkansas?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think it's Arkansas.
It can't be Chattanooga because that's senior day.
No, based on the timing, it would be Arkansas I think.
Yeah.
There's no way they'd make Tennessee homecoming.
No. You're right. I think you're right. I think it'd be Arkansas. I want to go to Texas. I want to go to I could go to Ole Miss, but I'm not. I'll go Texas, Tennessee, LSU. That's 3 I want to go to. All right, I'm going to get back to big. Penn State, they got them going, and we don't have their schedule in front of us. They got them going 9.5. Does this mean they're going to lose to Michigan and Ohio State like they usually do? I think that's what they're saying.
That would be what they're banking on, and that would probably be the odds you would play.
They don't have an Auburn this year. I don't know who they have.
All right, so they open with West Virginia at home. Then they've got Delaware at home. Then they're on the road to Illinois. It'll be a tough little test, although Illinois lost a bunch. Iowa at home. They're at Northwestern. They've got UMass at home.
UMass playing a tough schedule this year. They're at Tennessee.
Well, that's because everybody wants to beat them. They're terrible. Penn State at Ohio State. Then they've got Indiana at home, at Maryland, Michigan at home. So they get Michigan at home. That's a nice one for them. Rutgers at home, and then they finish the season at Michigan State. So it's not an easy schedule, but I'm trying to figure out. Their break is before the UMass game. That's not good. Of course, UMass is an off week, too. So they'll be fairly rested going into the Ohio State game.
Yeah.
Which that'll be interesting, but they are on the road there.
Let's talk about some of our great people. We'll come back and we'll finish up this Big Ten for all you Big Ten lovers out there. I'm probably putting most of our people to sleep, but we should do it anyway. Hey, you want a great meal. I'm talking a wonderful time. Get down to Rudy's Barbecue. Ethan Boyd, they got the Lorelei and Layton back room to have a party, chamber meetings, a banquet of any type, football, baseball, basketball, whatever. And all you people getting catered, you're catering things out. Make sure you don't forget about Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. Ethan Boyd and his crew do an incredible job. Most of the schools are using them, and everybody's been really pleased. So if you got something going on at Arnold High School, Jinx, you got something going on at Bay High School, you got something going on at Surfside, hey, Petronas, don't forget about Rudy's Barbecue. Ethan will take care of you. He does a great job. They got the best barbecue you can get anywhere, but try their turkey plate, turkey sandwich. Incredible.
And don't forget about those breakfast tacos going on right now.
Ethan will bring them in here tomorrow, and Big John will tear them up.
I am a happy
He brings
cat
a big
on
old bag in here.
Tuesdays.
Get out to Rudy's Barbecue and have a wonderful, wonderful time, and tell Ethan that Coach Hale sent you. All right, Dr. Chad Mitchell. We missed him today, but we'll get him back next Monday. The legend. In 24 years, Bay County athletes been taken care of. And the elites of the elite go to Chad. You don't have to be an athlete. Anybody gets injured, go see Chad Mitchell. Does an incredible job. We'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
Northwest Florida is already your home for the most live and local sports talk. And now we're taking...
Oh, he got all of that one.
The Inside Drive. Ryan Mulvey, middays, 11 to 1 inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. The latest reactions to the biggest stories happening right now. Plus, interviews, sports betting, and your calls.
You gotta be pleased with that.
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Kelly with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Monday. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 80 with a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest around 10 miles per hour. Tonight, a variety of slight fog and some clouds with lows around 69. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning and then some clouds and a temperature near 82. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
In times of war, peace, and every day in between, our military stays vigilant to protect our country. At Hope for the Warriors, we never forget them or the families who serve alongside them. Since 2006, Hope for the Warriors has provided life-transforming programs for active duty and veterans, military families and caregivers, families of the fallen. Go to hopeforthewarriors.org today.
Now you can interact with the Coach James Hale Show live in the J. Michaels Studios. Download the new 104.3 ESPN app at the Apple Store and Google Play. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show, powered by Pepsi. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Smitty, I'm sorry, I wouldn't listen to what you played. Was that a good one?
Got a little James Brown for you.
Oh my God, love James Brown. You know his birthday was last week.
Oh no, I didn't.
I hope I said it. I can't remember if I said it or not. I did share some pictures of him dancing and singing. I love James Brown. Watch his movie. Oh my goodness, get on up. If you ever get an opportunity, watch it. It's incredible what he came from. His life story is unbelievable. Him and Ellis came from nothing and went to the top of the world. Also, I want to talk about a couple things before we get into our thing here. Don't forget about Beef O'Brady's in Lynnhaven, man. Get out there this Wednesday, get those 10 big, juicy wings, and get that drink. I love Pat. Pat does a good job out there. He does a great job. Does a great job for Lynnhaven. But get out to Beef O'Brady's. You can't beat it. They got lunch specials all day. Great things going on. But Wednesday for $9.99. Yeah, $9.99. Drink and 10 beautiful wings. Go try it. I think you'll absolutely love it. Also, insurance needs. Michael's Health Insurance Solutions. Let me say it again. Michael's Health Insurance Solutions, Medicaid, supplements, advantage plans, individual and family and group health insurance. Michael is incredible. Listen to him on Thursdays. Blaine Burnett, call him. You said you were. Make sure you do. All right, let's get back to the Big Ten. I know you're happy about this. We'll just do a few more. Wisconsin. I love Fickle. I love him. I think he's a great football coach. He did an incredible job at Cincinnati. I think he might even win a championship at Wisconsin, but not for a while. They've got them winning 9 games. I do believe they can win 9 games. You got their schedule?
Yeah, they open the season with Buffalo at home. Now, they take a big trip out west to a much better Washington State team, a team that's much improved. So that's a tough trip going out west. Georgia Southern at home. Then they're at Purdue. Rutgers at home. Iowa at home. They're at Illinois. Then they get their first test October 28th. Ohio State comes to town. Then they go on the road to Indiana. They've got Northwestern at home and Nebraska at home before finishing the season with the big rivalry game at Minnesota. So Michigan not on Wisconsin's schedule this year.
Yeah, I like that. I think they do get 9 wins, maybe with
and
a bowl
they're in the
game.
good side of the divisional breakout in the Big Ten as well.
I think his first year starts out with a bang. His second year, he'd be even better. The guy can coach.
It'll be good. His big games are at home this year. Other than that trip out west to Washington State, Purdue can be tricky, and the Minnesota game will be big, but all of his big games really are at home. So,
all right, what about Iowa, the Hawkeyes? They got offensive coordinator. They want to hang him. The coach's son. Let's see how much longer that lasts. But they need to have a good year this year. They got to win 7.5. They got to win 8 games. They always have good defensive players. That's a good, solid program.
Well, Kirk Ferentz is much loved by coaches. The coaches think he's a phenomenal coach.
He's been there forever.
He has. He might be the most tenured at the same school that's out there right now. They open with Utah State. Then they go on the road to Iowa State. So second game of the year, they're on the road in a state rivalry game. That's interesting. Western Michigan at home. Then they're at Penn State. Michigan State at home. Purdue at home. They're at Wisconsin. That's a rough schedule. They've got Minnesota at home. They're at Northwestern. Rutgers at home. Illinois at home. And then on the road to Nebraska in the year. So they're making some big road trips. I mean, it's a tough schedule for Ferentz. Now, that's a team also that is legendarily good at home and not very good on the road. So with the big road games, maybe a rough year for Iowa this year.
Maryland, let's see how Coach does this year. They got him winning 7 football games. What do you think? Does Maryland... He's done a good job since he's been there. Of course, he came from Bama. What do you expect? But Maryland, offense has been pretty good because they have enough defense to make something happen.
You have to take into account the recruiting base they have there because ever since the crash of the late 2000s, so many jobs were created in the D.C. area. So many people moved there, and a lot of big-time recruits are coming out of there. So he's got a lot of talent. They've got Towson at home, then Charlotte at home, Virginia at home. They're at Michigan State. Indiana at home, at Ohio State, Illinois at home, at Northwestern, Penn State at home, at Nebraska, Michigan at home, and then on the road to Rutgers. So a couple of big games at home.
I like them. I think they get 7.
6 or 7.
Yeah, the non-conference is for wins for sure.
Yeah,
now, I love the coach at Illinois. They got
Bielema,
them winning. Yeah, I love Bielema. They got them going 6.5, winning 6.5 or winning 7 games. You know, he made a comment, said, we play really well when we're the underdog. We play with a chip on our shoulder. When we're favorite, we can't handle it. We don't handle it the right way. So he's trying to correct that, get them to play with a chip on their shoulder the whole time. They do that, play physical football. They got a chance. And he learned from the best, man. He was at New England.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I used to say that Brett Bielema looks like his university more than any coach in football when he was at Arkansas until Ed Orgeron came to LSU. But, look, he did a great job at Wisconsin. Not as good at Arkansas, but he's done a really good job at Illinois. They lost a lot off of that defense, though. And that's where they made their bones, was on defense. So we'll see. Toledo at home. Then they're at Kansas. Kansas was a good football team last year. Then they got Penn State at home, so they get right to it with a couple tough games. Florida Atlantic at home, at Purdue. Nebraska at home. They're at Maryland. They got Wisconsin at home. They're at Minnesota. Indiana at home. They're at Iowa. And then they're home with Northwestern. So they don't have any real streaks of home and away. They kind of bounce back and forth in a couple big games. But I think they'll probably struggle this year just because they lost so much off of that defense.
Yeah.
But, you know, I like Bielema. He's a good coach, and we'll see how they do.
All right. Pull up Nebraska. Minnesota, they got going 6.5-point wins. They got a good program. But I want to look at Nebraska. I want to spend a little bit more time on it. They got a brand new football coach. The guy was a very successful college coach. And then he goes to the NFL like a lot of them do and didn't pan out. But I think the guy's a good coach. They got some guys transferring in. They should be better, but what's their schedule look like for Nebraska? They got them winning 6 games.
Yeah, they got to solve the quarterback issue because I know Casey Thompson was looking in the transfer portal, but they're at Minnesota to start the season, and then at Colorado, which is an old rivalry, a big.
Where's it played
at Colorado. Now Deion's not going to have a whole lot yet. But that is a very big rivalry game from back in the late 80s, early 90s, the Bill McCartney, Tom Osborne days. No love lost between those schools. Then they finally get a home game. They got Northern Illinois coming, then La Tech, Michigan at home. Then they go on the road to Illinois. They got Northwestern at home, Purdue at home. They go to Michigan State. Then they got Maryland at home. They're at Wisconsin and finish the season at home against Iowa. So he comes out of the gate pretty tough. Can
they win 6 that first year?
I think they beat Colorado. I think they beat Northern Illinois. I think they beat La Tech. They probably beat Northwestern. It looks like 5 to me, with maybe 6 or 7 being a best option.
Oh, I want to get this one in because I like the coach there. Tucker, he was at Georgia, he was at Bama, connected to Saban and Kirby when they were at Bama. I like him. He got the big raise. Then it kind of fell apart on. They got guys transferring out. They lose a quarterback.
Lost Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, they've lost some good players. So I'm kind of concerned. But Michigan State, 5.5 games. What do you think? What's their schedule look like? We got about a minute.
Central Michigan at home. Richmond at home. Washington at home. Washington's a good football team. Maryland at home. So they start with 4 home games.
That's 2 wins.
At Iowa, at Rutgers. Then they got Michigan at home. Then they're at Minnesota, Nebraska at home, at Ohio State, at Indiana, and they finish with Penn State at home.
I got them winning 5. I was listening to that schedule. I think they win 5.
Maybe 6.
Yeah. Maybe.
But, yeah, they've got some tough road games in there and some, they got a tough schedule.
All right, there you go, you Big Ten lovers. We got most of it done. Indiana's supposed to win 3.5. Northwestern, 3.5. Rutgers, no odds. That's what it said, no odds. They just heck with it. Vegas said, no, we ain't going to mess with you.
They ain't got numbers that big.
No. All right, tomorrow we got Ethan Boyd, Rudy's Barbecue. We got Jim Barant. We got Auburn, Andy Burcham, the voice of the Auburn Tigers. We got a great show lined up. And don't forget, Ryan Moby, 11 to 1, and then David, like they do every day. Great show And that starts from 4 to 6. Then we got Feinbaum after that. But we'll be back tomorrow. You guys have a great day. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida has the real local fishing report. Hi, this is Tim from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle. Join me every Friday at 4:20 during the afternoon Underdogs. It's accurate, detailed content from local anglers.